t-shirts. So if you have old t-shirts, you can thrift t-shirts, you can use your brother's t-shirt, your sister's t-shirt, your mom's t-shirt, any t-shirt you have, you can make some of these clothes. So I'm going to show you guys 4 different outfits, actually 2 full outfits and 2 shirts. So if you guys are interested, then stay tuned and I'll show you how to do it right now. Alright guys, so this first one that we're doing is the most complicated, but it's also still really easy. All of them are really easy, so you can definitely do these. So for this one, my shirt was a size medium, but that was just because I couldn't find a larger size. I would recommend getting a large or an extra large, so you have a lot of material to work with, but just make sure that the graphic is all the way down the shirt. That's why I ended up settling for this one, because I like the graphic and couldn't find one. But yeah, just make sure your graphic goes all the way down. Just quickly, I wanted to say the inspiration for this DIY came from these 2 pictures that I saw on Pinterest. So yeah. So next, try your shirt on, see where you want to crop it, see how long you want your shorts, take shorts as a template. That's what I did here, just to kind of see. And then make your line where you want to crop it. That way you'll know the shirt's not too short, the shorts aren't too short. Then you're just going to make that line and cut the shirt. So now that you've cut it, you have your 2 pieces and the top part is done. Now we just got to work on the bottoms. So flatten out all the bottoms so they're flat and then fold them in half, making sure that the graphic side is where the fold is, if you can see what I'm saying. Then you just want to like flatten it all out, make sure there's no wrinkles because that might mess it up a little. So just make sure it's super, super flat. So since my shirt was a medium and not a large, I actually didn't really have much room for seam allowance, so I didn't take anything off the side. But if you do have a larger shirt, then make sure that you leave yourself enough room for seam allowance. Like cut around at least 1 inch or 2 inches around everything, because your shirt might not be as stretchy as like the template shorts. Next, lay your template shorts over and kind of see where the crotch line is, and then you're just going to make a little slit on your shorts, as you can see, and then that way you will have leg holes. Then you're just going to flip it inside out and line up the 2 little slits where your legs will be. Pin that down and take it to the sewing machine. And once you've done that, you have your shorts part. Alright, so now we're going to add the elastic waistband around it. So I took the elastic myself and measured it around my waist to see how tight I needed it to be. And then I took the same elastic, I cut it, took the same elastic, put it to my shorts. And since my shirt wasn't super long, like I said, I didn't want to really take off anything off the top more than I had to. Plus I wanted to keep as much of the graphic there as possible. So basically I folded it over and saw that 1/2 inch was about enough for me to thread the elastic all the way through if I sewed it right on the edge kind of thing. So that's what I decided to do. So what I did was I took my little measuring tape and just folded it down and measured 1/2 inch all the way around as I pinned it. You just want to make sure that your elastic is going to fit through without it like having to turn or bend or anything. You want it to fit flatly through the like pocket part that we're making. Once it's all pinned down, as you can see, I tested my elastic, it looks like it'll fit. Then I took it to the sewing machine and I sewed it all the way around, but I left a little slit, as you can see on the side here, because that is where we're going to be threading our elastic through. So now just use a safety pin and attach it to the end on one side of your elastic. And I also recommend attaching the other side to your shorts. I didn't do that, but I ended up losing my elastic at one point in the shorts. And then I had to like pull it out with tweezers and everything. So if you do that, then it'll be secure and you can thread it all the way through. Once it's threaded all the way through, you're just going to secure the elastic by sewing it together. I just hand sewed this, it's just easier. And then you're going to fold that little flap that is still not sewed down over it. And then you have your shorts and your 2-piece set. Alright, so this t-shirt I've had for so long and it just doesn't look good. The sleeves are too long, but I do like that it says smile on the front. So just look for a t-shirt that has some sort of little graphic that you like. I know like little patches on shirts are in right now, so that's kind of what we're going for. And yeah, let's just jump right into this one. Alright, so basically the first part we're doing is pretty much a tube top. So you're going to flatten out your shirt and draw the lines where you want it. I drew mine right above the neckline because I wanted to make sure that the smile was like in the center of my chest. And then I drew a line of how long I wanted the tube top to be. I decided to do it a little longer just in case. Then you're just going to cut along those lines and now you have your little tube piece. Then I took this elastic because I didn't have a measuring tape and I just kind of measured around my, basically like where my armpits are, like around my chest and then around my waist. Then I folded that in half and laid it down, and then I took 1 inch in from each side so that it was a little tighter because you want your tube top to stay up, right? So whatever your measurement is, basically if you have a soft measuring tape, the best thing to do is measure around the top of your bust or whatever, that area, and then your waist. Then you're going to divide it by 2, and then you're going to take 1 inch off each side. So hopefully that makes sense. I kind of show it here. Then just make your dots on the top and bottom and then connect it by a line. And first we are going to pin it down and then sew that line together. If there's any extra material on the top or bottom, make sure you cut that off before you sew it because you don't want your sewing to go up and then you end up cutting it down and breaking your seam. So yeah. Then just cut the extra part off and flip it inside out, and that is good to go. So I had these extra 2 smile little embroidery pieces and I was thinking maybe I should make like sleeves out of it, like straps, and I was trying to figure it out. But honestly, at the end of the day, I just didn't think that it looked very good. So I decided to scrap that and just do the tube top. But honestly, with the little smile on it, it's a little something different, it's a little something extra. And you can really pair it with fun bottoms and everything. So I think that turned out really good and it fit really well. So those measurings are good. But anyway, so that is your top. So the next one we're doing is super fun. You're definitely going to want a t-shirt that's a bit tighter. It doesn't have to be, I wouldn't recommend skin tight, but I would recommend pretty fitted and thicker. So not like a stretchy thin shirt. Also, if it has like the lining like mine does around the sleeves and neck, that will look really great too. But it doesn't have to, don't worry. So just try your shirt on, figure out where you want to crop it, and then lay it flat so that there's no wrinkles. And then just draw the line across where you want to crop it and cut that line. Now you want to find the center of your top. So I just did that by measuring and figuring out where the middle was, made a little dot, and then I drew a line straight down. You can also measure the bottom to make sure it's accurate. That would be good if you're unsure. So I measured that line straight down, and then I wanted basically to cut a strip out of the middle. So I measured 1/4 inch on each side of that line as the strip. But then I was looking at it, I'm like, I need a little bit more, I think. So I decided to take another 1/4 inch off, so total 1/2 inch on each side from the middle. Then I just cut the strip out. So the next thing you need is grommets. I got these grommets and they came with a tool. Make sure you get the tool if you don't have one, otherwise you won't be able to close the grommet. And then I got this string, and I just got this black string because it was on sale. Maybe navy blue would have looked better, but you gotta get what's on sale, you know what I mean? We're trying to save money here. Then just take all your grommet pieces out. As you can see, here's the tool, and make sure you just follow the instructions on your grommet pack. So I counted out all my grommets. I had 15 total, so I knew that I could use 7 on each side and I would have 1 extra. So basically I took the measurement of how long my shirt was and divided it by 7, but then I realized since I have 7 grommets, I actually have to divide it by 8. So make sure you divide it by 1 more number than the grommets that you have. And then I just made the little dots where each measurement was all the way down. And I made those dots about 1/4 inch out because you don't want it to be right on the edge so that it doesn't rip or pull or make a bigger hole. Then I took the one piece of the grommet and I used that as the template to draw the circle of where the grommet was going to grow. It's going to go, not grow. It's going to go. And I traced that around each dot. And then I just took my pair of scissors and cut it out. So I read afterwards on my instruction package that you don't need to make the hole as big as the grommet thing, especially if it's a stretchy material. So make sure you don't actually make your hole too big, otherwise it'll kind of like come out of your grommet when you're hammering it, and then it won't be finished and tight together. So don't make the hole too big. Okay, so now we're going to put the grommets in each hole. So basically just follow the instructions. I had 3 pieces to put my grommets all together. I put the bottom in like this, as you can see. I put the middle piece thing, I don't really know what it is, and then the last piece to put it all together. Then you use this tool and basically you hammer it in. So I didn't have a hammer, so I started using a wrench and noticed that didn't really work. Then I tried using a water bottle, and that I thought worked for a bit, but it actually didn't really work that well. So then I had to go to Walmart and buy a hammer. So just maybe use a hammer, because other stuff you're just gonna ruin that stuff or it's not gonna go in. But yeah. Okay, so now you have all your grommets and we're pretty much done. So the last part is you're gonna take your string and pretty much just thread it all the way through. So I took one side, I threaded it all the way through, made sure it was a good length, and then I kind of used it as a template to see how long I should cut the other string. I cut it and then I threaded that through. You can thread it in a different design if you want. This is how I thought it would look good. And then once you put it on, you'll just tie the bow and you'll be good to go. Alright, so this one is so easy. You could be going to a festival tomorrow morning. This is for anyone that doesn't want anything complicated. So easy. So basically just get a super stretchy, tight shirt. That's all you need. Make sure it's long. Mine was a little shorter than would have been good for me, so try to make it longer. You could even get a tight tube dress and do this. So basically lay it out, make sure all the side seams are lined up good, because it does have that little stretch. As you can see on mine, it cinches a little bit, which is good. Then you're going to draw the line of how short you want your top to be cropped. Since this is going to be a 2-piece set, I kind of made mine a little short because I wanted room on the skirt. Then you're just going to draw a line and you're going to cut it, and then that's it. You literally have a 2-piece set, skirt and t-shirt set. So cute. Mine looked a little scandalous because it was kind of short, so make sure it's long, but looking good. Alright guys, so if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more DIYs and thrifting, and that's the type of videos I put out, so subscribe. I post every Friday, and I'll see you guys next Friday with a brand new video. Have a great day! Bye!